Ukraine has launched a bold and highly significant strike deep into Russian territory, targeting the Samara region and killing at least 4 people according to early reports. This escalation comes after yet another night of relentless Russian missile and drone attacks across multiple Ukrainian cities, including Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Odesa. Eyewitnesses described massive explosions in Samara's industrial zone, where Ukrainian forces allegedly hit military fuel depots and logistic centers, crippling Russia's supply chains that feed its ongoing war effort. This is not just another headline, it marks a new phase in the war, where Ukraine is taking the fight far beyond the front lines and right into the heart of Russia's military infrastructure. Analysts say this operation was likely conducted with a combination of long-range drones and possibly Western-provided weaponry, demonstrating Kyiv's growing capabilities and its determination to make Russia feel the consequences of its attacks on civilian infrastructure. These strikes have already triggered a heated debate in Moscow, with Russian media urging retaliation and accusing NATO of directly enabling Ukraine's boldness. As news continues to unfold, many are watching closely to see whether this strike will prompt a larger Russian response or push the Kremlin toward more aggressive mobilization. The international community, including the United States and European Union, has not yet issued official statements but will undoubtedly weigh in, as this could be a turning point in the war's trajectory. In Ukraine, this strike is being celebrated as a form of justice for the previous night's attacks, which left several civilians dead and wounded across major cities. Social media is flooded with videos of Ukrainian citizens cheering, waving flags, and praising their country's armed forces for hitting back after enduring months of Russian bombardment. For ordinary Ukrainians, this is more than just a military success, it is a morale booster, a sign that they are no longer passive victims but capable of striking back with precision and purpose. Military experts believe that targeting Samara was a strategic decision because the region serves as a key hub for Russia's Air Force logistics, making it harder for Russia to launch attacks from bases in that area. Furthermore, this action sends a powerful message: Ukraine is not only defending its borders but also disrupting the infrastructure that allows Russia to sustain its war. Critics, however, warn that such strikes could escalate the conflict even further and risk drawing in more direct NATO-Russia confrontation, something Western leaders have tried to avoid since the beginning of the invasion. The Kremlin has already vowed to retaliate, with Russian state media hinting at severe consequences for Ukraine's leadership. Still, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky remains defiant, stating that Russia cannot expect to attack Ukraine without paying a price. This moment could mark the start of a new phase where the war becomes even more unpredictable, with both sides trading deeper and deadlier blows. As we look ahead, the world is left with pressing questions about what happens next. Will this strike push Russia into even more aggressive retaliation, possibly targeting Ukraine's power grid ahead of winter? Will Western nations continue to support Ukraine with weapons that enable such deep strikes, or will they pressure Kyiv to pull back to avoid escalation? And most importantly, will this bring the war closer to an end or drag it out even longer? History tells us that wars rarely end when one side escalates. But moments like this can shift momentum and open the door for new negotiations, especially if Russia begins to feel real pressure on its own soil. For now, Ukraine's message is loud and clear: it will not be intimidated, and it is capable of taking the fight to Russia's doorstep. This story is still developing, and as new updates come in, we will keep you informed on every major turn in this conflict. Make sure to stay tuned, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these strikes are justified self-defense or a dangerous escalation? And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of this war as it unfolds. Your engagement helps bring global attention to this ongoing crisis and gives a voice to those living through it. The next few days could be some of the most decisive moments of the war so far, and we will be here to break it all down for you as it happens.